What's up, guys? It's a nice blustery day here in the great state of Oklahoma. Freezing out here. It's about 17 degrees, wind chill -10. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be flying this week anyway. Have a cross country coming up next week, so we can't even get off the runway. The runway, the owner of the airport doesn't even have a snowplow. So yeah, unless I have skis, which I don't, no cross countries for me this week. But I figured I'd go ahead and shoot a video for you guys of just some viewer questions for some people that have asked some questions on the channel and on Google Plus and Facebook and Twitter. And so anyway, let's get to it. Okay, guys, so we're in out of the cold. I'll go ahead and answer a couple of these questions. I'll try to do a video like this at least once a month or so. And I appreciate everyone that we speak with on the channel. It's just awesome to connect with you guys. But one of the questions that was asked, this was YouTube user JokerzKards. He was asking, can you make the cameras more steady? The answer to the question, yes. Obviously, there's always a better mount or a better camera system that's going to give you a more stable picture. The cameras that I'm using, or the camera that I'm using for the cockpit view, is a Canon Vixia HF200. It's an HD camera. It's a little bit larger than a GoPro. So the mount that I had for it, or I currently have, is not quite substantial enough to stand up to the vibration that I encounter when I go into a low RPM setting on the throttle. So I've actually ordered a mount that's coming in this week. That's going to be used on our charity flight down to Dallas, and it's also going to hopefully be used on this cross country coming up this next week. And it should alleviate that vibration effect that you guys have noticed. And we've also got some GoPros coming in, 2 GoPros. One is going to be used for a cockpit view, the other was going to be an exterior camera. So be looking forward to that. The next question was from YouTube user Tyler Crisp. Now Tyler had asked the question, are you starting a vlog? The short answer is yes. We are going to be doing a vlog for the channel coming up very soon. When I say vlog, this isn't just going to be a, hey, this is what I'm doing today type of a vlog. It's going to be more focused on check ride, because I'm about to go through the check ride process, and beginning IFR training. So for those of you guys that are getting your PPL or are interested in flight training, this should be indispensable for you, just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect. And for those of you guys that already have your PPL and are going for IFR, you can kind of get an idea of what to expect. So stay tuned for that. I don't want to give you too much information about it right now, because in association with another channel, actually a couple of other channels, we're going to be doing a website that's going to actually feature that content. So stay tuned for more details on that. Now, YouTube user William Schmidt had asked if we could use more left-facing cameras to see how the traffic pattern works when we're in a left traffic, standard traffic pattern. Yes, I've tried to do that a little bit on a couple of the previous videos. The one we did where we flew over Garth Brooks' house, we were testing out a camera angle where it was actually under the right wing, pointed towards the left side of the aircraft, which did give us a kind of a bird's eye view of the traffic pattern. I'd like to continue to do that, and we're also going to do an interior camera pointed always towards the left-hand side of the aircraft. If it's the Piper, or if it's the 152, or whatever we're going to be flying, I want to make sure you guys get as much ground reference of the airport we're going to be landing at and the touchdown zone. That way you can kind of get an idea of what we're actually doing in the pattern, because that's the interesting part of flying for a lot of people is, myself included, is making those landings as good as possible. So hopefully that answers your question. And then the last question was from YouTube user Marco Bosch. He was asking, what is that alarm sound that goes off when I'm transmitting on the radio? I've answered this question a few times in comments, but I get this question a lot. The aircraft that I fly predominantly is Warrior November 3572 Zulu, and in that particular aircraft, the rotating anti-collision beacon on the tail, it's feeding back into the audio communications deck. So it's not transmitting that way. So if I'm transmitting out, you don't hear it on the outgoing transmission. It's just on the headset audio. So when you hear me start a radio call and you hear that kind of alarm sound in the background, that's what that is. That's just the rotating beacon. If I turn the anti-collision light off, the noise goes away. So I've gotten used to it. It's kind of one of those quirks with November 72 Zulu that every airplane has its quirks, but I've gotten used to it. I don't even notice it. So if you guys are worried and you're thinking that there's an alarm going off, that's not the case. It's just that light. Okay, guys. Well, those are a few questions that you guys have asked, and like I said, I'm going to continue to try to do a video like this at least once a month or so, just to get out some personal information and answer some questions for you guys. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Add us as a friend on Google+, and don't hesitate to ask me if there's any questions that you have. I try to be as open as possible. So I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. I want this channel to be your channel as much as it is mine. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.